And we're rolling. Hello! Hey guys, so welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Christine, also known as Fruitfully Christine on this page and on Instagram, but my actual name is just Christine. And today I wanted to talk about something that I haven't yet talked about on YouTube, but I talk extensively on Instagram, and that is my skin and my skin healing journey. I'm gonna flash a photo of what my skin looked like before and how I was able to transition in about a year, what I did, and where I am now, which obviously you see right now. Today is all about skin and my skin story. So to start things off, I grew up and dealt with hormonal imbalance and acne and cystic acne for a good well over 10 years of my life. And normally when I talk to my high school friends and middle school friends, which is when I started getting breakouts, they don't remember me having such bad skin as the ones in the photos that I've been showing you. And that's because I went to the dermatologist once a month at least. I was on different medications, all sorts, if not every single one. Topical medications as well. Oh, it was such a pain. Going to the dermatologist was painful. I'm thinking back on it now, and my goodness, the pain, the actual agony, and the burning sensation that I would have on my face every single session because I was having acid on my face to help cure my skin. And I was taking these really harsh medications, which, by the way, the side effects range from things like depression to anxiety to not being able to be pregnant with it because it would harm your potential baby. And obviously being harmful to the liver and just completely toxifying. Anyway, so my middle school years, my high school years was this battle of waking up every morning and thinking, am I gonna get a new blemish? And more likely than not, it was actually me waking up and being like, yeah, I've got something new on my face, and not understanding why, and seeing some of my friends that had absolutely gorgeous, the purest, most crystal skin ever, which everyone should have. I was predisposed to bad skin. You know, there are some people who have, I guess, like eczema, or they might have in their family diabetes, but for me, it was the skin, and this was such a battle. And mentally, it just took away so much of my self-confidence. And I don't regret those years. I mean, I look back and I think I would not be the person that I was today. And whenever I talk to people, I would think, they're looking at my face, they're looking at my pimple, they're looking right in this direction. I can see it. Like, do they even hear the words that I'm coming out of my mouth? Because this blemish is just so unsightly. And that was all that I would think about. And so at one point, when I thought that I couldn't have control over my skin and that I had to rely on all these medications and dermatologist sessions, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take things into my own hands as much as I can. And that means shining from the inside out, truly, well and truly. I was like, I want to shine so bright. I want to be so positive and so engaging with the words that I'm speaking and my attitude and my posture and the way that I carry myself, that this person that's talking to me, this person that's across me, that I would normally feel extremely conscious about them just looking at me and looking at my blemishes, that they see past that and they see the person behind the skin. So that's what allowed me to build my confidence back up again. I remember being in this clothes shop, I think it might have been Uniqlo actually in the Philippines, and there was this lovely girl at the cash register, and her face was full of acne, completely chock-a-block, every single centimeter, but yet her smile was so radiant, her personality was so warm, that she was so captivating that you just looked past. You recognized it, you acknowledged it. Okay, she's got some stuff on her skin, but my goodness, she's a beautiful person. And that inspired me. That was one of the things that kept me going as well. And my skin was not even nearly that bad at that point because I was still using all of the products. My skin when I was on birth control was luminescent. It was gorgeous. It was glowing. Another thing was raw Accutane that I took, doxycycline. I hope that I can remember everything that I took, but these are the three main things that I remember suppressed my symptoms. They did not cure the cause, but they suppressed my symptoms. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about what happened after I got rid of these things completely. That was my middle school and high school. So my middle school and high school was all about suppressing the symptoms and maybe now and then just putting a bit of makeup and concealer and make sure that everything isn't seen. And I was part of a friend's middle school film, really close friend of mine. And I was so conscious of my skin and all the close-ups and everything. And I was like, my gosh, I don't want them to notice my skin. This camera is real high def for 2010, even back in 2010, 2011. So that was my middle school and high school. Every single morning, waking up and thinking there's going to be a new blemish on my face, except when I got on the contraceptive pill and I was on my cycles of these medications, but then you're not meant to be on them forever. And for some people it works. They're on one cycle and then they're fixed. But for me, I went on 4 or 5 cycles because my skin just kept flaring up and the inflammation persisted. So anyway, I continued to use these medications throughout my college years, my first year of college. So my middle school and high school was all about dermatologists, topical treatments, ointments, and my dermatologist would even give me these prescription and concocted solutions that had a certain percentage of acid for peeling. And I used every product. Proactive was one of them back in the day. I think that was the main one, and that did not help my skin at all. And then there's Neutrogena and St. Ives and all these other products. I used every single one on the counter. Nivea, I think I might have probably used one of their like spot treatments, not spa treatment. That would be really nice. And then something clicked because my hormones went out of whack one day, and I was like, there must be a better solution to this. There must be something natural and sustainable and healing. And that's when I started my search for sustainable ways to heal my skin. And little did I know that the answer was in plants. I discovered the power, the healing power of plants. So simple, so simple. I went down this rabbit hole of discovering people who were able to heal not only their skin, but their candida, their gut health, their diabetes, be able to reduce cancer tumors and cholesterol levels, and all these different types of ailments, eczema, what have you, anything. And it was all around plants. So living a plant-based vegan lifestyle, whether it was 80-10-10 or raw till 4 or completely raw. And this is when I started my plant-based journey. I think that I might have to do a whole other video on my plant-based journey, not to dive too much into it, but just to touch on the basics. I went plant-based overnight by eliminating all meat, all dairy. Dairy was the hardest. That was the one thing that I thought I would not be able to give up. But once I learned about what actually goes on in the dairy industry and what was actually inside the dairy that I was eating, it was a no-brainer. So I gave it up. And that was back in 2014. Overnight, I got rid of all my synthetic products, even my plastic toothbrush. I went completely eco, completely sustainable using bamboo and get rid of all of plastic. I got rid of all of my commercial shampoos and conditioners, even my toothpaste, just everything. I got rid of it, everything. I went through my medicine box and I got rid of everything. Every vitamin in there, everything that comes from a pharmacy or a doctor. Don't know if you would recommend it, but I just did it. I did it. I just got rid of it. I think for some of the products, obviously I didn't want to waste it, so I'd give them away. Like, do you want some shampoo or conditioner? Things like that. but the rest just went in the trash because I'm not gonna take it myself. And knowing what I know, I wouldn't want to give this to anyone else. So I went plant-based, and that's gonna be in a whole other video, so stay tuned for that. Because I went off of my medication, my acne medication, things took quite an interesting turn. And I'm glad that I did everything that I did in terms of research so I could brace myself for what was going to happen, because things got worse before they got better. Absolutely. Had my absolute worst skin that I've ever known in my entire life, where every skin inch, I don't know if you call it square inch, or like every single area of skin was covered. Every pore was inflamed. Everything was just full of pus, and oh my goodness, it was a horrible time. It was a horrible time, but I trusted in the process. And oh man, did I trust in the process. I was like, this is a healing crisis. I'm gonna keep on going. And so I did. I trusted the process. I eliminated everything in my diet that I possibly could that could potentially cause inflammation in my body. How long did it take me? It took me about a year or so to get at a good level. So again, I'm gonna put up the photo of my worst day. Actually, this was a good day. And this is, I think these are like a year apart, or a little bit more. So what helped me? Eating a plant-based diet, hydrating more, resting more, managing my stress. These are all basic, but there's a lot that goes into it, and it takes a lot of time, and it's easier said than done. I went raw for a period. Again, that's for another video. When I went raw vegan for 4 months, I ate nothing cooked for 4 months. Everything I ate was raw. And fasting, so I do have a video where I fasted for 25 days on nothing but water. And in preparation for that fast, I did different types of intermittent fasting, from doing 16, 18, 20, 24 hours, 72, 36 hours. I would do 5, 2, where you fast on the weekend. All sorts of fasting that you can think of that served as my training to fast for 25 days on water. You don't just do it overnight, it takes time. I did this over a period of months. I was working on my honors thesis, and it was just the best time for me to practice fasting. I would just have laser focus working on my thesis and my experiments, and then after I left the lab, I would have my dinner, which was most of the time raw or just completely plant-based with no added salt, oil, or sugar. In combination with the food that I was eating, the way that I was living my life, faith played a huge part of it. So having my belief and putting my thoughts toward things beyond myself, and trusting in the process, and really casting my cares and worries onto God was what helped me cope. Oh, and of course I was active. I was teaching Zumba at my university gym, and so sweating, I'd go on runs, so being able to detoxify. It was also the scars. If you have ever experienced cystic acne and chronic acne, then you know that you get like crevices in your skin, and I still have a few like scars here and there where the skin just hasn't healed over. I use this product called Blemish, and that has micro needles. You basically have these micro wounds on your skin. The white blood cells rush to those locations and start to heal the process. I do have to say that really helped my skin. So thank you to Banish. I'm not sponsored by them, but love their product, and it really, really helped me. I was very religious with the instructions. I did it to a T, so that helped a lot. Hydrate. I remember I was also following one of these girls who didn't wash her skin for like 30 days or something. I think she just had water on her face, but I did that too. And I don't know if that really worked for me. I think people looked at me like, do you need to wash your face? Okay, maybe not so much, but I did try it out, and I would like to think that I have tried everything. I tried not washing my face, I've tried washing my face, I used Vanish, which really helped, and then I just went completely natural. So then I realized it was not the more products that you use that helps your skin, it's the least products that you use. So the less products that you use, the better. At least that's what worked for me. I went from having this whole regimen, which was first of all expensive, it took time, my face was stinging, I was using one thing that would dry up my face and then I had to do another thing that would moisturize my face. Whereas now, I actually just use water. I might say that for another video. And then now and then, I will use my facial cleanser, which I still need to finish, and I'm going to use it so I can finish it because this water has been the best thing for my face. I've come to this point now, 10 plus years in my skin healing journey, where I've just gone from the worst acne and internal situation with imbalanced hormones and inflammation to now waking up. I don't wear makeup. I know my mom would be like, please just put on lipstick or something, but especially because I'm filming this topic and talking about this topic, I wanted to come to you completely barefaced. I thought it was appropriate. I went from using all of these products with very strict times, when to use them, and topicals, treatments, dermatologists, and all these things, to now just using water and sleeping enough and managing my stress and taking care of myself. But water. Obviously, it's not perfect, and I am coming to you completely raw. Completely raw. There we go. So there's this little one right there. So I remember when I would get a blemish, it would easily stay on my face for weeks. I'd be like, hey man, there's this guy right here, and he'll just hang out there for the next 3 weeks. Like, he'd definitely be there for the next 3 weeks. Like, I knew every single blemish on my face. You know, as many blemishes as there were, I'd be like, yep, I know that this came 3 weeks ago. I know that this came 2 weeks ago. This guy's been here for like ages. I got this tiny little blemish here the other day, and because of just using the water that I use to cleanse my face, it hasn't come to fruition, if you can say that. And it's just, but my goodness, from where I was before, and I know I'm spending a bit of time here, but you can heal naturally. You can. I mean, I did. I can't speak for everyone again, but I just am so passionate about healing naturally and using foods and supplements and things to help you that will nourish you, that nourish every single cell. If I can't eat what I'm putting on my skin, then I'm not putting it on my skin, you know? And I can safely say, until my soap is finished, which is from Kiehl's, and it's lovely. Once that's done, I definitely would want to just use things on my face that I can actually consume, because the skin is the largest organ in the body and it is very absorptive. It goes straight into every cell. I get to wash my face with this water, not this specifically because the pH is different, but the one that matches my actual skin, as a toner, aka a toner, but I use water because it's non-chemical, it's non-toxic, it's completely natural, and I have unlimited sources of it. I'm gonna use it. So anyway, bottom line that I wanted to share with you guys was my healing journey, my very medical and pharmaceutical approach now to a very completely 180-degree transformation to being very minimal, very minimalist, very cheap to free and natural. I thank the dermatologists. I thank the people that were in that season of my life because they helped me cope so well. Because I didn't know what I know right now, I'm so grateful for having had access to those things and for the people that helped me. Even though it's not what I would choose today, and it's not the best thing that I would recommend, but if it helps someone's journey and if it helps them to reach a place where they now have found something more sustainable, like it did for me, then go for it. I'm so thankful because my middle school and high school experience, these formative years, that saved me. That saved my self-esteem. So I'm really thankful for that. I'm thankful for every experience. I don't regret anything. I'm where I am today because of what I've been through. And I'm grateful for every single step, every single person, everything. I'm thankful for it. I'm grateful for it. And I'm grateful for where I am now, especially. So if you are on your own skin healing journey, I hope that this helps to give some information. If you have any questions, please pop it in the comments below. Definitely. If you think that there is maybe a topic within this topic that you think needs more discussion or that you're wanting to know more about, then please leave it in the comments so that I can put together another video on that topic and touch on it a little bit more or a lot more. Be sure to like this video if it served you, to subscribe so that you don't miss another video. I also do workouts, so you can work out with me and connect with me on socials. I'd love to chat with you, and I'd love to hear your journey, your healing journey, whether it's with skin, whether it's with food. It's so cool that we could hang out together, and I will chat with you in another video. So until then, take care, stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next video.